Hey, what do you think? Yeah? Yeah, no, tough. So this week in Seville, we've been continuing stuff with the virtual school. Again, I can't give you an update on what's happening at Sevilla FC just because my involvement in the documentary is much later. As for the virtual school, we've been doing a lot. We've been making more videos. Furthermore, we've been going back to old videos and seeing what the teachers have left, as well as other criticisms in order to improve the videos. And therefore, these videos should be getting finished around about the end of next week, and should be on YouTube soon enough. Another thing I need to tell you about is that Sevilla is becoming very cold. Now, while a lot of people think that Spain is always going to be hot, they need to remember that we still follow the jet stream as much as the UK does. And while yes, it has been sunny and blue skies and so on and so forth, it is getting a lot colder. Winter is coming, as they would say in Game of Thrones. However, the world does not exist just within Sevilla. There have been many things happening in the world, and I'm going to highlight 3 of them. Number 1. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past week, Barack Obama has won re-election as United States President. Along with this victory, the Republican Party also holds the House of Representatives, while the Democratic Party retains the control of the Senate. Now, normally I wouldn't talk about this, but the thing that is emerging in American culture is something called the fiscal cliff. Basically when the end of tax cuts and the benefit programs will soon come to an end. Now, this is important on the grounds of that despite what many people think, the American economy is still one of the strongest in the world. Therefore, if the American economy is going to go back into recession, it's going to have a knock-on effect on other economies around the world. This may even signal the end of the American dollar and the American economy being the most dominant in the world. As it is often reported, China's economy is strengthening. It's not as strong as the American economy, but it is going to get to that point where it may surpass it, and this may be the reason. However, should that happen, it has been demonstrated many times that this probably won't be Obama's fault, in that the House of Representatives have strong opposition to the ending of the Bush-era tax cuts. This inability to compromise has been seen as one of the worst things that could happen at this time. Even John Boehner, Speaker of the House, who has said that it is time to negotiate, has also put his foot down and saying it's staunch opposition to the end of the Bush-era tax cuts. This is going to have to be decided before December 31st. Hopefully it will, but if it's not, it will be very interesting to see what will happen to both the American economy and the rest of the world's economies. Okay, story number 2. As a sports fan, and especially a fan of rugby, the next month is going to be very interesting for me as it is the start of the autumn internationals. The first weekend has already been, and it's not been the best start for the home nations with the exception of England. Wales, Ireland and Scotland all lost their opening matches, the biggest surprise being that of Wales. Not so much the fact that they lost, but the fact that they lost by such a margin. England, however, dominated their game, scoring more than 50 points against Fiji. The counterbalance to this is that England were also the only home nation team not to face a team from the Rugby Championship. However, with 3 weeks left to go, it is going to be very interesting to see the outcome of this tournament. Once this tournament has finished, the IRB used the world ranking system to then denote who is going to be in which group for the 2015 Rugby World Cup. The goal is obviously to get into the highest position and therefore not face any of the biggest teams, which would include New Zealand, Australia and South Africa. However, that is still yet to be decided upon. And number 3, and this should apply to everyone in general, a study by Scientific American has researched that men and women cannot have platonic relationships. The reason for this is, after their study, they asked platonic friends if there was any level of attraction. The men said they did feel some form of attraction and were blinded to believe this was mutual. The women, however, did not feel such an attraction, but they too were blinded into thinking that this was a mutual feeling. So with this evidence come forth, I believe I should now address all my female viewers and by and part my female friends as well. Look, don't worry, there's no romantic interest on my part. Just like you, apparently. We're just friends. Best friends. I just love staying up with you, talking about things, you know, like friends do, late at night. And I have never imagined at any moment between stolen glances that this could turn into something very real and very special. Something honest that would change our lives forever. And when you aren't looking, I don't imagine holding you in my arms, feeling your heartbeat in time with mine. And I definitely don't imagine you arching your back and whispering my name. I mean, where do you get those ideas? You must have a pretty wild imagination. Sorry, I've just got something in my eye. Let me just get it out and bury it down forever. Sorry, you were saying something. Oh, you met a guy at work. That is great. I am so happy for you. I mean, you deserve a nice guy. Any guy would be lucky to be with you. Adios, amigos. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eyes, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.